Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be filming this video. I literally have not even talked to you guys since I've been pregnant, which blows my mind because obviously we had our announcement and then I just was posting, like telling the family, telling the friends, you know, telling everybody. I literally haven't even been on here to have a sit-down conversation since I've been pregnant. So it's true, I am pregnant, and I am actually 22 weeks pregnant. So it is literally flying by, which is crazy that I'm already 22 weeks pregnant. And I've honestly had a super smooth and healthy pregnancy, and I'm so thankful for that. I literally thank the Lord all the time for that because I know how rare it is. And so yeah, I just want to make this video. It's going to be a little first trimester recap. There's not much to recap, so then I'm going to answer some questions that you guys asked on Instagram. So yeah, we're just going to get right into it. Our last sit down video was actually in this car in this spot, I think like early May, and I was pregnant and I didn't know I was pregnant, and the title of the video was literally, do you guys feel pressured to start a family? And it was a Q&A, and I was literally pregnant and I did not know. So that's really crazy. And so a huge question that we get is, were you guys trying? And so the short answer is yes, we were. The long answer is that Micah had come to me in February, and like on Valentine's Day, and he was like, I want to start trying to have a baby. And so it took me a little bit to process that, and it was just a lot, and I just was not expecting that. And so had just like had my ovulation cycle. This is going to be TMI, okay? I had just had my ovulation cycle, so we couldn't start trying in February, so it was good because it gave me time to process. And then it ended up where in March we were not together, so we couldn't try. We ended up like being out of town. I was out of town or something on the week I was ovulating, and so that didn't work out either. And so literally the first month that we tried was April, and I found out I was pregnant in May. So I literally got pregnant the first month that we started trying, which is a complete and total miracle. And I'm so grateful to the Lord that it happened that way. I was not expecting that whatsoever. And yes, we were trying. So when I like found out I was pregnant, it was like, obviously I know how this happened. I just wasn't expecting it to happen that fast, but I'm so grateful to the Lord. But anyway, I had a very smooth first trimester. I found out I was pregnant when I was 4 weeks and 5 days, I think. And the sickness hit around 6 weeks. So I had about a week of like, am I actually pregnant? What is happening? Nothing's different. And then 6 weeks came and I was like, oh, okay, I'm pregnant. And so I wasn't really throwing up. I just like would get so nauseous. And I ended up having, this is gonna be like TMI, but I was having like some spotting, but it wasn't blood, it was like brown. And Micah and I had scheduled to go, we were going to Florida for his sister's wedding, and that's where we were going to tell everybody that we were pregnant, like his family. And I kept having this spotting, so I was really freaked out for like the road trip, and freaked out to tell everyone if I was like spotting and something was wrong. So I ended up going to the doctor early, like earlier than my first appointment. They told me that it was normal, but I did have a subchronic hematoma at the bottom of my uterus that was causing the spotting. And so they put me on pelvic rest and said that it was, they don't like to call it normal, but they call it common. And so that was something weird that was kind of going on during my first trimester. That was really the only thing that I was concerned about, was that, and it ended up clearing up and going away. I'm pretty sure after like 10 10 weeks, I didn't have that anymore. Praise the Lord. I didn't have morning sickness, so I wasn't like waking up in the morning and like throwing up. But every day around like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, I would start to get super nauseous. And so my mom ended up recommending Unisom and B6. And so I started taking Unisom and B6 every night before bed, because Unisom is a sleep tab, so it makes you fall asleep. And so I would take it before bed, which helped with my nausea, like just made it like worlds better, like my nausea. Thank the Lord for that. I'm actually still taking it, because there was one time where I forgot to take it and I felt awful the next day. And so even if I'm not nauseous anymore, like I just take it because it's like a safety net. But anyway, so I threw up, I think probably 3 or 4 times my whole first trimester. It wasn't every day, it wasn't crazy. I didn't have to be put on Zofran or anything crazy like that. And so that was definitely a symptom, but it wasn't crazy. It was definitely manageable, and so I'm thankful that it wasn't like, I know women who literally throw up all day every day their entire first trimester, and sometimes even longer than their first trimester. So that was not the case for me, praise the Lord. And then another symptom, which is going to be TMI, is constipation. I was so constipated my entire first trimester. Like, I don't know if that has to do with me not having coffee. Coffee was a huge food aversion literally from 6 weeks on, which, if you know me, that is crazy, because I love coffee, but I could not smell coffee, think about coffee, anything. And so, I mean, that could have had something to do with it. I wasn't drinking coffee. I literally just was not pooping. I was eating all the fruits that I could eat, all the veggies that I could eat, and nothing was helping. And so obviously that's just a normal pregnancy symptom. It has to do with your, I think it's the progesterone hormone in your body or something. I don't even know all the medical stuff. I just know that's a symptom, and I had it. And so it definitely got better pretty much as soon as I hit 14 weeks and got into my second trimester. That kind of started getting better, thank the Lord. I can still tell it's not 100%, like I'm not pooping like I used to, TMI, but it's definitely a lot better. I can definitely drink coffee again. I can drink like cold coffee. I really have not drank a lot of hot coffee at all, because I've only wanted cold, like iced coffee is the only coffee I can really do. And that goes to like even my cravings. Like the only huge things I've craved is like cold stuff. So during my first trimester, I loved like tropical smoothie. I loved smoothies. I loved a good like acai bowl, and like to this day I crave Special K cereal all the time. Like that has been the only like constant. I'll have like little weird cravings of like things that I don't normally eat. Like I hate Taco Bell, but the other day I wanted a chicken quesadilla from Taco Bell so randomly. And so I have little things like that, but the only constant craving that I've had since the beginning is Special K. It was my first craving, and it's literally lasted until now. I eat it every day almost. Like just a good bowl of cereal is always sounds appealing. So yeah, those were the biggest things in the first trimester. I definitely had fatigue, like I was really tired, but it wasn't like overwhelming to where I felt like, there were like a couple days where I felt drugged, like I literally couldn't get out of bed. But for the most part, I was just tired like around the clock, but I could still like do stuff. You know, it wasn't to the point where I like had to stay in bed. I know some people when they are pregnant, like it feels like they're literally about to die because they're so tired all the time. And I was definitely tired. Like I noticed a difference in my normal amount of energy and stuff, but I wasn't to the point of like I felt like I had to be in bed all the time. And I'm still kind of like, I never, like when I got into my second trimester, I didn't like magically feel like my energy came back. It's kind of just been the same like the whole time, where I get more tired. Like by the end of the day, I'm like ready to go to bed. So those were like the main symptoms in the first trimester. A little bit of nausea, a lot of constipation, a little bit of fatigue, one food aversion, and it was coffee. Like there were other things, like I hate smells, like any strong smells, bad smells, anything. I hated opening the fridge because any type of food smell was just literally disgusting. I did not want to cook a lot. I could not look at raw meat. Like if I was handling like hamburger or raw chicken or anything, no, I could not do that in my first trimester. Like I've told Micah, like, you can cook in this house. I mean, you can cook if you want to cook, but you need to cook outside, because like you need to grill or do something, because I will literally throw up. And you just constantly feel, it's like you feel a little bit off, but you really can't put your finger on it. But you know, the littlest things can trigger a lot. So you just have to be really careful. Overall, super smooth. I cannot complain. It has not been like the death of me. I'm actually very grateful for that, and grateful that I haven't had a super tough pregnancy. Obviously, I've had moments and days that are worse or better than others, but for the most part, I cannot complain. I'm super grateful. So I'm just going to dive into some of the questions you guys asked. Someone asked, have you had conversations with your mom about being pregnant, and any tips? Yes, my mom has been very involved in this pregnancy. She has helped me so much along the way, and we've just been talking obviously about when baby comes, like tips on that. She's suggested that I read the book Baby Wise that Micah and I have been reading together. It's just about like feeding and sleep training and all of that, which we are planning on doing when the baby gets here. We want a good sleeper. We want a good baby, a good content baby who eats well and sleeps well and all of that. And we want him to be very able to just kind of come into our life and fit into our schedule and do all the things that we do. Really don't want like a baby that literally like changes our whole life, and our whole life begins to be revolved around him. Like, we want a good baby who can, obviously in the first little bit, he's going to shake our world. Our routine is going to be crazy. There's not even going to be routine. Like, we understand all of that. I'm not talking about like newborn, but I'm talking about by the time he's like 6 to 8 weeks old, like we plan to just kind of start our normal lives again. And so we really need him to be on a schedule and on a routine to where we can do that. And so she suggested that book to me. We've been reading it, and it's been very informative, very good. We plan to like go with a lot of what they teach in that book. So yeah, my mom has been super helpful. She's very excited for her first grandbaby, and she's going to be very involved in his life, so it's super fun. Someone else asked, are you out of the morning sickness stage, or is it still here and there? I definitely never had, I was really never sick in the mornings. Like, in fact, the mornings I would always feel my best. So I would work out in the mornings, try to do any work related things I needed to do in the mornings. And then the sickness would hit in the afternoons. It's definitely still here or there. Like, some days I'll feel that nauseous, I'll feel nauseous again, like out of nowhere. And I'm like 20 weeks pregnant. I'm like, where is this coming from? So there's just like little things where I'm like, this is just so weird. Like, pregnancy is so weird. Your body starts doing weird things. Things are just different. And so, yeah, but I still get nauseous every now and then, but it's more so towards the evenings when I'm already relaxing anyway and can go to bed. So that's good. Someone else asked, has baby Murphy started kicking yet? And I love this question because I love feeling him. I have an anterior placenta, so basically it has taken me longer to start feeling him. But I did start feeling him around 18 or 19 weeks. Like, it was like, I was unsure. I'm like, is this actually the baby, or is this in my head, or is it something else? And then at around 19 and a half weeks, I was like, okay, this is definitely the baby that I'm feeling. And so for the past like 2.5 weeks, I've been feeling him pretty consistently every day. It's more so when I'm laying down, I can feel him more, especially if I lay flat on my back for a short period of time. He like starts kicking. The more full my bladder is, the more I can feel him. So it's definitely like more in the inconsistent stage, to where it's kind of like if I'm in a certain position, or if my bladder's full, or if I'm doing this, I'll feel him a lot more. But I definitely feel him kick and roll around and twist, and he's so cute, and I cannot wait to meet him. Have you done your glucose test yet? I have not. I go on October 4th to do my glucose test. I have done my anatomy scan. Well, half of it. He was in the wrong position, or his arm was like covering his heart, so she couldn't get all the angles and check his heart like she wanted to. So I actually go back next week for the second part of my anatomy scan, but for the most part it went really well. He was facing my back, so we didn't get to see his cute little profile or anything, so I'm just praying he's in a better position next time. But yeah, I take my glucose test in October. So yeah, that should be interesting. Someone asked, do you think you'll do maternity photos? Absolutely. Probably do a couple different sessions of maternity pictures, because I'll probably do one at like 30 weeks where I'm like obviously pregnant but not like about to pop, and then probably at like 35, 36 weeks where I'm like pregnant to get a couple different ones. Are you going to have a baby shower? Yes, I plan on having a baby shower in October. Sorry, someone started calling me, so I had to do that. But yeah, definitely we're gonna have a baby shower in October, before things get crazy with holidays and stuff like that. So very excited about that. Someone asked, are you nervous about becoming a mom, and is Micah nervous about becoming a dad? I think naturally you're just nervous about like the unknown. Like, we've obviously never had a baby before. It's always just been him and I. And so obviously there's like some nervousness about what it's gonna be like, all of that. But really we're just excited, like so excited to have a baby, so excited to love him and be his parents. And it is such an honor and a privilege to even have a baby. And so just the joy that comes with that, and that the Lord would even trust us enough to, you know, be his parents, is such a special thing. And so there are things that do make you nervous, but obviously all the good emotions and feelings outweigh that. What is a pregnancy symptom you've experienced but no one warned you about? It was definitely the constipation situation. Like, nobody told me about that. I had no idea. And when I say constipation, like one time I went 8 days without pooping. 8 days, okay? That is a long time. So that, like, nobody warned me about that, and it was very intense. What are some things you didn't expect? Definitely that. But since for the most part it's been so smooth, there weren't really tons of things I didn't expect. I definitely didn't expect like things to start happening with your body. Like, nobody warns you that your body just naturally starts changing so fast, and you're like, what is going on, you know? But it's definitely been a journey of like just getting my mind around the fact that my body is going to change, and that it's a blessing, and that it's a miracle that this gets to happen. And so really just trying to cherish like all the small things like that, and just be okay with how the Lord has designed this process to go. Are you keen on having more than one child? Absolutely. We actually want to have these first two pretty close together, so I'll probably be pregnant for a solid forever. So we want to have 2 right away, and then we will wait a little bit and have probably 2 or 3 or 4 more. So we definitely want lots of children. How did you know what to put on your registry? I watched a few YouTube videos on it, asked a lot of my friends who have babies and kids, and really just asked them the important stuff, what really should be on there. And so that helped a lot. And also just because I know what a baby needs and what I should put on it. Has pregnancy gone the way you expected it to, or was it harder? Since it happened so fast, and like we got pregnant so fast, I really didn't even have time to think about what pregnancy would be like. And so I've really just been taking like day by day, like, okay, what's gonna be new with my body this day? What's gonna be a new symptom today? Like, you know, so I really didn't have a lot of expectations. It's definitely been smooth and healthy, and so I'm grateful for that. But yeah, that was pretty much it. There's lots of repeat questions. But yeah, we're really excited, and so excited for this journey with you guys and just sharing him with y'all. It's gonna be super fun, and we just can't wait for him to be here and just to have him in our lives, and we're just so excited. So thank you guys for being a part of this journey, and for all the support and the love on the pregnancy and the new baby. And we're just so thankful for all of y'all and all the kind words and the prayers and the encouragement. We definitely feel it and appreciate it, and we just cannot wait for these 18 weeks left of pregnancy and then having the baby. It's going to be super fun. So yeah, y'all just let me know what other content you guys would like to see, other videos. I love you guys. been praying for you guys along the way. I know I haven't had a sit-down conversation in a while, but I have been thinking about you guys, praying for you guys, and I love you guys. And yes, let me know what you want to see next, and I will see you again soon.